Quantitative data analysis is a systematic process of both collecting and evaluating measurable and verifiable data. It contains a statistical mechanism of assessing or analyzing quantitative data. A quantitative research analyst's main purpose is to quantify a hypothetical situation. The quantitative approach to a phenomenon mostly entails two important advantages. The first is enables a researcher to systematically categorize, sum up, and illustrate observation. All these mechanism techniques are called descriptive statistics. Second, it also makes it possible for researchers to understand and conclude a phenomenon or a sample that is studied in an identified narrow group. All the process, techniques, findings, and conclusions are quantified as inferential statistics. So there are two types of data analysis. The first one is descriptive statistics, and the second one is inferential statistics. So descriptive analytic or descriptive statistics is a type of quantitative data analysis. It is used to describe or present data in an easily accessible quantitative form. In other words, this analytical process helps researchers to illustrate and sum up an observation. Moreover, this statistical technique is chosen by researchers because it helps researchers in establishing rationale that is associated with quantification. The statistical measurement is a preliminary phase of the quantitative research, as it converts observations into numerical figures. The statistical measurements categorized into four types. The first type is nominal scales, which help in organizing observation into restricted groups. The second type is ordinal scales. The ordinal scales are employed to arrange research variables in accordance with their respective position in a group. Moreover, the interval scales are the third type of measuring categories. These scales through balanced intervals not only measure but also signify the stage of a quality that a variable, an individual or an object possesses. The fourth type is the ratio scales. The ratio scales also make use of the balance interval to register measurements from a well-defined zero spot. Furthermore, the researchers quantify their observations in an organized way through the use of frequency distributions or graphs. The next type is the inferential statistics. The inferential statistics is inductive in its approach and technique. It allows researchers to generalize the findings drawn through a sample to the whole of population. In other words, the researchers can generalize their findings related to a specific fraction to the entire population. The generalizations are said to be reliable if the samples under investigation truly represent the population from which they are taken. Inferential statistics enable a researcher to avail himself or herself of different instruments to assess the similarity or dissimilarity of their observations. It is actually the fundamental tactic of inferential statistics to measure the dissimilarity of observation which may occur by chance. The dissimilarity of observations found through calculations is called error term.
So, for the results and conclusions, the results show that some important components that make up the framework of quantitative research design are quantitative data, of course, and also large sample size and standardization. And the conclusions show that objective data can be analyzed statistically, and the data is used to identify patterns, trends, and relationships. They are used to answer research questions like I explained before, and also validate appropriate hypotheses that already explained by Fadia. That's it. And thank you very much for listening. We are from Group 1, consists of me, Fitra Diraya Sutardi, Awalia Fadia Junior, and Sanaa Muhammad Awad Bagubair. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Step 5. Interpret and report on your analysis informally. This should seek to answer your research questions by providing an informal interpretation of the meaning of your descriptive statistics. So the descriptive analysis finishes here. The remaining steps related to statistical testing.